Disick reveals great plans of marrying Kourtney Kardashian. Family in shocked. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Even though time has passed and many things have changed, it seems there might still be a little bit of hope left for Disick and Kourtney Kardashian. These two people have shared so much history over the years that it's hard not to wonder if they could ever find their way back to each other. In a short preview clip from an upcoming episode of their family's famous reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott opened up his heart and said something that made everyone watching feel emotional. He said he still has strong feelings for Kourtney and admitted clearly that he still loves her deeply. When Kim Kardashian asked Scott about the possibility of getting back together with Kourtney, he didn't avoid the question. Instead, he responded with honesty and care. He said that wherever Kourtney goes, he will always stand by her. He even said he was ready to marry her right at that very moment. His words were full of love and showed just how serious he was about the idea of them being together again. Scott explained that Kourtney already knows in her heart that, eventually, they will be married and that they can live a happy life together. He sounded confident and hopeful that one day it would happen. After hearing Scott talk like that, Kris Jenner, who is Kourtney's mother, playfully pushed him to take the next step. She joked that proposing to Kourtney might actually make her feel good. Kris reminded everyone that Scott and Kourtney share 3 beautiful children together: Mason, who is 11 years old, Penelope, who is 8, and Rain, who is 6. Kris clearly sees that there's still a strong connection between the two of them, even if they aren't officially a couple anymore. Her encouragement seemed lighthearted, but it also showed how much she cares about both Scott and Kourtney. While Kourtney didn't completely say no to the idea of getting back together, she also made it clear that there are things Scott needs to work on first. She didn't give a definite yes or no, but it was obvious that she wanted to see growth and effort from him before thinking seriously about rekindling their relationship. Her words gave fans a little bit of hope, but also a reminder that healing and trust take time. At the moment, both Scott and Kourtney are in different relationships. Scott is dating Amelia Hamlin, and Kourtney is with Travis Barker. Their current relationships seem to be getting more serious, especially since they've both been posting pictures of their new partners on social media. Amelia has even spent time with Scott's children, which shows how involved she is in his life. On the other hand, Kourtney and Travis have also become close and are often seen together enjoying each other's company. All these things make it seem like a reunion between Scott and Kourtney might be unlikely right now, even if there are still feelings involved. The love story between Scott and Kourtney goes way back. They met in 2006 at a party in Mexico. It was a fun gathering organized by a mutual friend, Joe Francis, and that night would end up changing both their lives. Kourtney shared a picture of their very first meeting on Instagram much later. In the photo, they are sitting far apart on the couch, but little did they know, that meeting would lead to a long and complicated journey. At first, Kourtney didn't even like Scott. She later admitted in an episode of her spin-off show that she thought Scott was a bit annoying when they first met. But over time, her opinion changed, and they began a relationship that lasted for nearly a decade. Not long after that first meeting, Scott started appearing on Keeping Up with the Kardashians as Kourtney's boyfriend. When the show began airing, fans got to see their relationship grow from the very beginning. Kourtney explained that they had been friends for a year before they decided to date, and once they did, they stuck together through many ups and downs. Their relationship was far from perfect, but it was real, and millions of people watched it unfold on TV. One of the most memorable moments in their relationship happened in Las Vegas. After a night of partying, Scott asked Kourtney if she wanted to marry him. She said yes at first, and they even went to look at a famous wedding chapel with her sisters and her mom. Everything seemed ready for a wedding, but in the end, they both decided it was too rushed. They didn't go through with it. That decision seemed to reflect a pattern in their relationship, full of passion, but also full of hesitation. Their first big breakup came during the second season of the show. Kourtney discovered messages from another woman on Scott's phone while she was away in the Hamptons. She felt hurt and betrayed and decided to end the relationship. It was a difficult moment for both of them, and it showed how much trust mattered to Kourtney. She wanted a relationship where she could feel safe and respected, and this incident made her feel the opposite. Even though they broke up, they found their way back to each other again in 2009. This time, it happened in Miami. While rumors had been swirling that they might be seeing each other again, it wasn't confirmed until they were seen getting close at a party. Not long after, they shared the big news that Kourtney was expecting a baby. She mentioned that she had forgotten to take her birth control pills, and now they were going to become parents for the first time. On December 14, 2009, they welcomed their first child, Mason Disick. He was born a little early but came into the world healthy. Kourtney actually helped pull the baby out during birth, a moment that was shown on their reality show. It was a powerful and emotional time for the whole family. Mason became the first grandchild in the Kardashian family and brought even more attention to Scott and Kourtney's already famous relationship. Unfortunately, things didn't stay peaceful for long. Scott's issues with drinking and his behavior began to affect their relationship again. In another episode of one of their spin-off shows, Kourtney ended things for the second time. This breakup happened after a night where Scott drank too much and got angry, ending up punching a mirror. Kourtney knew that kind of environment wasn't healthy for her or their growing family, and she decided it was best to walk away again. But like before, they couldn't stay apart for too long. Even with all the drama, there was still love between them. Over the years, they continued to be a big part of each other's lives. They had 2 more children, Penelope and Rain. Even though they were no longer a couple, they made sure their children were surrounded by love and care. They showed everyone that even if a romantic relationship ends, 2 people can still be a team when it comes to raising their children. Their relationship became one of the most talked about stories in pop culture. People watched them grow up together on television. They went from young adults figuring things out to parents who put their kids first. Through all the happy moments, heartbreaks, and arguments, Scott and Kourtney always found a way to keep their bond strong for the sake of their family. In later years, both of them moved on with different people. Kourtney eventually married Travis Barker in May 2022. It was a big celebration, and fans were happy to see her find someone new. Scott, on the other hand, dated Sofia Richie for a few years, and even though that relationship ended too, it showed that he was also trying to move forward. Even now, with both of them in different places in their lives, the emotional connection between Scott and Kourtney is still noticeable. Whether it's in the way they talk about each other or how they co-parent their children, the respect and care between them remain. They may not be a couple anymore, but they are still family in many ways. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.